To celebrate our 30th wedding anniversary, we're heading to Europe
for 30-something days. Our plans are to explore France, Switzerland, and Belgium over 35 days.
And we're capturing it all in this digital scrapbook.
We hope you enjoy our retelling of these adventures.
In this episode, we're sharing the lessons that we learned from our stay in Paris. Starting with getting here, make sure to have plenty of layover time. We thought we did, but boy, we were rushed.
Yeah, some of it was flight delay, but the rest of it also had to do with remembering we were going to be on a different time schedule, so eating wasn't natural on the way out and probably messed us up a little bit.
Yeah, and those airports are massive, so getting from one terminal to the other, that can be half an hour right there. So make sure to give yourself more time than you think that you actually need. The second lesson, and this was more for me than for John, is to just keep it simple on the airplane. I brought all kinds of accoutrements for the flight, and actually I didn't use anything that I really brought. So maybe bring some Lysol wipes or some wet wipes. Other than that, I don't think I used anything that I brought. So just keep it simple. They give you what you need.
The next lesson is about getting into the country, in this case France, and it's not a stressful thing. It's easy to believe that it would be, and it's easy to get anxious about it, but it is fairly painless, and the key thing is just to be patient and be respectful. They're prepared for English speakers, and there are tons of people there to help, and it's very automated anymore. So it's not as stressful as I think a lot of us, myself included, make it out to be.
The fourth lesson is just splurge for a taxi. After that long flight, you don't want to deal with the RER and the metro and having to lug all your stuff, including your heavy suitcases, and having to deal with potential pickpockets, which we've learned about. So just splurge and take the taxi to the apartment, get yourself settled, and then from there on out, you can battle public transportation to your heart's desire.
Next lesson, for a lot of us, I think we would be tempted to stay near all of the famous, iconic places in Paris. We found that it was very enjoyable to stay off the beaten path. In fact, it was probably very relaxing to stay off the beaten path and to find a lot of otherwise undiscovered highlights for our trip.
And it's much more affordable.
In terms of adjusting for the new time zone, one of the things I found from my years of travel was just to make the travel day a very long day. When you land, don't go to sleep, stay awake, and make it all the way through to the next evening. Same thing when you're coming home. It helps.
For a more authentic dining experience, go 2 to 3 blocks away from any major tourist attractions. It'll be more affordable and more enjoyable. And lesson number 8 is just go to a boulangerie and grab a sandwich or a baguette or a croissant. They're delicious and very affordable. And we've usually found that it was enough to get us through the afternoon.
We used credit cards for almost all of our transactions, most restaurants and a lot of our other purchases.
Right, and buy your tickets online and make sure to get a time entry slot so that you don't have to spend all your time waiting in line to get those tickets.
Yeah, that's a big time saver, and it's a big stress reliever as well. This next lesson may not apply to everybody equally, but for us, it worked really well, and that is be prepared to walk a lot. It's a very big city with lots of sights to see, and while public transportation is great, it's not going to get you everywhere, so you're going to need to be willing to do some walking.
Also be prepared with just a few French phrases, just basic ones like bonjour, excusez-moi, au revoir, s'il vous plaît. Goes a long way with the French if you just know a few phrases in their language.
And the next lesson, you really need to be vigilant on the metro and in public transportation. It is a great system and very convenient, and we used it a lot. But we did wind up getting an attempted pickpocket on me, and it was kind of the classic case. We got onto a crowded car, and they surrounded us and then just hoped to distract us through a variety of means. We caught it. Nothing bad happened, but it is something that was a reminder for us that you need to stay vigilant. You need to be kind of looking out for yourselves and each other. So take public transportation, use it, but be aware and be attentive to all the activities going on around you.
And now we've shared all the lessons that we learned from our Paris excursion. Join us as we move on to Switzerland.